I got a new chair. Way more comfortable. All right. Anyways, so you want to learn how to create better content that's more engaging,
Maybe gets more subscribers, maybe gets more sales.
maybe encourages you a little bit more to actually continue creating content, because there's nothing
Worse when you create content and
nothing happens. You want to quit, you want to give up. It really makes life suck, and it makes you question why you're even doing it. So I'm going to teach you the verbal method today.
I built a multi-million-dollar brand all from creating YouTube and Instagram videos. Pretty much bought everything I ever dreamed of and partied like a rock star. Then I realized all that stuff was meaningless. So I sold it all and traveled the world for 3 years and worked with companies like LG and Playboy. And then I got bored and handed over the company and YouTube channel to my students. And now I'm starting over. Only this time, I'm teaching you everything I learned. Welcome to Iconic.
So the verbal method, I don't even know where I came up with this. I just came up with this acronym called verbal, and somehow all the letters together created something that actually made sense and actually was something that I was doing, and it just so happens to be called verbal. So how do you become verbal with your audience to actually get them more engaged and actually create a better piece of content that might actually produce sales? I love cold brew, by the way, for your business, because at the end of the day, people don't create YouTube videos really just to create YouTube videos. Obviously, it can be fun, there can be internal fulfillment, and all that good stuff, but if you don't get paid for what you do in your time and when you create content, then at the end of the day, you kind of feel like it's all pointless. So you gotta get paid, right? Everything takes time. And if you're not getting money in exchange for your time, then you don't have money to pay the bills. So we have to create content that pays the bills, but also gives us internal fulfillment. So today I'm gonna talk about the verbal method. First letter of that is V for value. Now,
When you're creating a piece of content, it's very important that you're always providing value.
when you can give somebody
An aha moment.
while they're actually watching your videos, that's when you just sold them and they just bought into your brand, right? And you don't necessarily get that unless you're providing value. Now, I've done a lot of different types of videos where I just use the flex model. The flex model is basically showing off only the benefits and lifestyle of what your product or service is. Case in point example, Ty Lopez, here in my garage, here's my Lamborghinis. Case in point, Cameron Foose showing off his Maseratis in luxury travel. All that stuff sells. And the reason why it sells is that is gonna sound ignorant. The majority of the world's population are stupid. It's not necessarily their fault, it's just a discrepancy in two different things. One, lack of education, and two, lack of life experience. So a lot of times these people that you're selling to with the flex model lack street smarts, and they're just like,
Oh my God, there's so many things I don't have, and they're showing off this Lamborghini. I want it, and I want it now.
regardless of if you even provide any sort of value, right? There's a discrepancy in education and street smarts. And you don't get street smarts without experience. And the only way to really help those people is to provide value in your content to try to help them gain the street smarts so that they don't get scammed or don't get fooled. There's even more scam artists out there today than ever. People are creating fake passports and fake IDs of myself, creating fake Instagram accounts, Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts, and then going and scamming people, saying that they're me.
and saying, hey, give me your money and I'll go trade Bitcoin or something and then give you your money back 10 times.
Stupid, ignorant people are selling to stupid, ignorant people by claiming to be me, right? There's nothing I can do about it other than try to educate people more on the street smarts in that by providing value in my content. That's what you should be doing in your content, is trying to provide an aha moment at least once in every video you make, because that's gonna get people to buy in your brand and start buying into you. Next up, E of the verbal method, empathy. Very important to be relatable. Now, obviously what I just said, saying people are stupid, a lot of people might not relate to that, but it's also true, and I can't help it, but I also have a lot more life experience. I've traveled all over the world. I've had many failed businesses, many failed relationships. You know, I started a company 15 years ago and dropped out of college. So I have a lot more life experience than most people, and that provides me wisdom throughout that process. So it's important that you show failure. It's important to be vulnerable in every piece of content you make. You don't want to just say, me, I'm so good, I've done all these different things.
I don't fail, I only have success. success.
Because most of the time that's not true. Like even starting this new channel that I'm starting right now is sometimes very unmotivating because I went from a level up here and now I'm back to a level down here. And sometimes it doesn't make you feel very good. You create a piece of content, it doesn't get nearly as much engagement. It's not getting nearly as much views as my old channel used to do. I'm starting over in a brand new niche where people don't necessarily know me. And while I'm not super excited about my old niche, which is why I retired, starting this new one can sometimes be discouraging. At sometimes questioning myself, like, is this really actually what I want to do? I don't know. I do enjoy it, but there's that fucking social media shit where when you don't get the engagement and the results that you want can hurt on the inside. It sometimes makes you want to give up. We all feel this, right? And the only thing you can do is have patience and keep going. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now is I'm having patience and I'm keeping going because I know with consistency, it's going to blow up. There's a little empathy for you is that I also struggle with this as well. Next up, results for R. You got to show proof in the pudding, right? Whether it be through testimonials, whether it be through own personal results, big selling points right there. People want to know if it's real. And obviously results can always be doctored or faked or bullshit. But if you continually hammer results down people's throats in your content and continually show that, like I used to do for my former trading company, I would create videos almost every day, whether it be through Instagram or YouTube about showing the results of either my students or myself making money in the stock market. Now, when you continually to shove results in people's face every day, that gives them FOMO. So if you can continually show results as much as possible. Sometimes it might even feel weird that you're showing so much results. The more you show it on a continual basis, the more people get FOMO and they're like, well, shit, maybe I do want to try this. Maybe I am interested because clearly they're showing all these results that I want to replicate in my life for myself. So definitely always include results. People want to see proof in the pudding. And really the end game goal of showing results is to give people enough FOMO that they want to buy into your product or service. Next up in the verbal method is B for boy. No, it's just for benefits. And what does that mean? When you're selling a product or service, people don't give a shit about what's included at the end of the day, right? If you're doing any marketing copy for a landing page or for an advertisement or for a headline, what do people care about? They don't care about the bullet points. They care about the benefits. What is the potential future that they could have by watching this piece of content, by buying this product, by buying this car? What is their life gonna look like? Imagine driving down the street in your new 1968 Camaro. You feel the roar of the thunder of the engine between your legs. You grab that stick shift, you downshift into second, and you just get thrown back in your seat while your girl is leaving snail trails. All right, I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? I'm selling the benefits and the future pacing what their life could be like. And I did this a lot in my former content by actually revealing and showing the benefits within the video. Listen, I just worked for 30 minutes and I made $5,000. Now I'm going to go do something else for the rest of the day because I have the rest of the day free to do whatever. That's a benefit of one of my former companies, day trading. I still own that company. That's a huge benefit. So if you can show any sort of benefit of the product or service that you provide, you should include that as much as possible inside of your content. Next up, A, almost last, but definitely not least, is providing authority. People want to know who the hell you are, and you should definitely treat every piece of content as if somebody is watching it for the first time ever. Obviously, you want to cater to your current audience, and that's what every video is for, is to cater to your current audience and continue to provide them value, because that's what builds your brand. But you have to assume that every single piece of content and potentially every viewer is someone new who has no idea who you are. So it's important that in every piece of content that you create, you provide some sort of authority as proof of, okay, maybe this person knows what they're talking about. And that's exactly what I do in my branded intro. Is it's a quick 15-second or so authority piece saying,
Hey, here's what I've done, blah, 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 blah. Deal with it, believe it or not.
that's who I am, this is what I've accomplished, and that's why you should listen to me. Whether you do it in a branded intro or at least a 5 to 10 second thing saying, hey, by the way, if you don't know who I am, I did X, Y, and Z. That's all you got to say. Something quick, short, and sweet, showing proof in the pudding of who you are and why they should listen to you. Last, and certainly not least, is lifestyle. Now, there's a little something called lifestyle marketing. And when you show off lifestyle marketing, this is almost included with the flex model, of which I used to do a lot of. And like I said before, it works because most of the people in the world aren't street smart and they just buy into anything that they believe and see right off the bat. That model is becoming more and more like this. I think authenticity is the new lifestyle, right? The new authority, because people are so sick of seeing all the bullshit. And that's why this verbal method is so powerful, is because you're including a big piece of every little aspect of a great piece of content all into one piece of content, right? And so you can't just show lifestyle, but again, like I said before, by showing the benefits, showing the lifestyle that they could potentially have from using your product or service or from consuming your content, how is their life gonna be better? And if you can actually show that life because you're actually living it in your content, then that is a huge selling point, right? Such as when I was making all my traveling and day trading videos. Most of those videos have hundreds of thousands of views. They performed very well on YouTube, and they also performed very well for my business as far as creating free leads, which also led to sales for my business reaching, $50,000 to $150,000 per month. Now, the reason why that worked was because I was shooting vlogs using this exact verbal method. I was showing value, I was showing empathy, showing me struggling as a day trader some of the days, but I was also showing results, proof of the pudding, showing that I was actually making money day trading. But I was including, again, every little piece of this method, and those worked very well. You definitely want to show your lifestyle. I was showing that I was traveling through Thailand, through all these different countries, right? It's very important that you sell the future that they could have, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that the viewer or potential customer cares about. What is the transformation? Where are they going to go from point A to point B? We already know what point A is. They hate their life. They don't have the results they want. They want to know what point B is going to look like, right? That's what you sell them by showing off the lifestyle, because you're actually living it using the strategies that you could potentially teach in your content and in your business. So anyways, guys, that is the verbal method, VERBAL. What'd you think about it? Are you currently using this in your content now? If you're not, I promise if you do, you're gonna see a game changer in your content. Now, this probably works best if you are doing vlogging, but you can do this in a value video as well. I did it in this video, including overlays of basically everything I said, but that also had to do with me shooting lifestyle content. So it's important that you do include real life content. You can't just sit in your house cooped up all day shooting videos in front of a camera like this. You can. I know a lot of people that do it.
But
it gets a little boring, so you got to get out.
get out of the fucking house.
We're kind of stuck from coronavirus right now. But when this is all over,
Get out of the house.
And use the verbal method. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And that's why there's just a lot of stupid people out there. Did I forget R? I think I forgot R. Why the fuck did that just turn off? I hate everybody.